Let's get this party started. Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to the RP Geeks. I'm Sammy Grayson. Here with me are Canther, Traffers of Doom, and Red Nova.
Hello.
And it is time. And it's time for more Final Fantasy XIV. Alphano, quest for the greater good. The greater good.
Yeah.
Stop saying that!
And 5 quests away from that, the trial.
Woo! God, what is that a reference to again?
Hot Fuzz.
Right. Like, I knew it's a reference to something.
I need to watch that trilogy of movies again. They're great.
I haven't seen any of them. I've just seen, like, clips at most.
Yeah. Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and World's End are all great movies.
So I hear. Alright. Antecedent, you come to us straight from the archives of House Fortom. I trust your time there proved fruitful. With that it had, Ryanje and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was of questionable veracity. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She lay down with a dragon, the greatest of all sins according to the Ishgardian faith. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, the blessed union of man and dragon. How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. Suffice it to say, I very much doubt that we will find a useful answer in the archives of House Fortom. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case one wonders if it is by circumstance or design. You said that Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? Viewed without prejudice, most would agree that bringing an end to an endless war serves the greater good. The greater good. I think Sir Emmerich might take issue with her methods. Would you mind muting your mic while you're eating? Thank you. I do not care if a few stragglers manage to escape. Until the sappers confirm that a tunnel is safe, the men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I had expected, Sir Emmerich. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I had expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of Helone that your ancestors came to this land? Why they took up arms against the Dravanians? What they would have done in your position, I wonder. What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe that faith is a renunciation of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required of all who live a life in service to the Fury. Such righteous fervor may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. It was a different time, nay, a different era, and scripture tells us only so much. Would that it told us more.
Well, can I just say that Minfilia's coat looks really comfy?
It does. The man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait at the negotiating table, to be sure. Less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart's plan can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect, she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god.
And then Shadow Gale's just over to the side internally screaming because he can't fucking say it.
The sole exception being good King Malgamog XII, the myth made manifest in response to the fervent supplications of the Mogul's Guard. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with a mighty nation, who yearn for the resurrection of the one who embodies their beliefs. That is not placing one's faith in a higher power than what is. Crystals and conviction, Minfilia. They have them both in abundance. Can that truly be all that is required? My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis of the Aetheryte Iceheart used to escape. They believe she was teleported to another Aetheryte somewhere not far to the west. Despite the apparent proximity of the second Aetheryte, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Without the means to teleport as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternate route. Most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Let us not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Charlian may be able to assist us. I pray that you are right. I dare not think how long it will take us to survey the entire tunnel system. While Minfilia looks into our Aetheryte problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. The third unit is currently tracking the remnants of the heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly despite our numbers. Carthus is vast, and Iceheart's followers know the terrain far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we capture Iceheart's followers, the sooner we can press them for their leader's whereabouts. Though it is admittedly a selfish request, I feel that my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you, in case you were not aware. Good, I knew you would understand. Yu Hase can apprise you of the details. The task is complete. Come and find me at the observatorium. Captain Ilbert and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments in his investigation. Temple Knights shall hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let's leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing.
Alright.
Bing, bing.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was another section where they trimmed down the quest amount later on.
I do not remember. There you are, Harris. Commander Levier instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome, believe me. Most of the Third hail from Ul'dah, and for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. But to the matter at hand. Nary a moment ago, I received word that the heretics we seek have been spotted making for Danafin Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I should be grateful if you would join them. I myself shall be taking part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I do not earn my coin. Zoomy Crab, away!
Alright.
Bing, bing. And whoop. Hello. False balls, my ankle's on fire. Got my boot on a rock or something and twisted it as I fell.
Oh, that sucks.
The others went on ahead through Danafin Pass. Hurry in, you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for tracks. The snow is fresh, so they shouldn't be hard to find. Zoomy Crab, away!
I was expecting us to actually have to scan some tracks.
Me too. Oh, look at that.
Okay, just further than I thought to do so.
Yeah. Track leads southeast. Hello. Scion, what are you doing here? The heretics? I'm not sure. There's a great scaled beast in Yu Hase? I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up, so we did too. And fight time. Bomb. And boop. You all right? How embarrassing. I was so intent on following the heretics' tracks that I almost failed to notice they had doubled back. Almost, mind you. One tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife in the gut for his troubles. Thought myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest. And lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Be late and be left for dead. Speaks for itself, does it not? Can't possibly mean to rendezvous inside the place, so we should restrict our search to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness around the observatorium. I will need more than a moment's rest to recover from these wounds. Okie dokie. Jimmy Crab, away!
The one tricky thing about ice sprites in this series is I sometimes, when they're in the distance, think they're examined spots.
I can see how you think that. I am through with listening to your excuses. We leave now. How? The woods are crawling with those bluecoats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. And just like, oh shit. We'll stay with him then if you think he'll fare any better. Now, there's no need for that. He's just like, fuck. There are places like this in my homeland, sacred snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Yet your lands ever thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. No, I have done no wrong. None but meet in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will, we shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Damn it all. Hold on. God damn it. I pressed the button, but it didn't do the thing.
So, I don't know how much editing you do in post really, but I just saw something like a surprising motherfucker every single time they get cut off.
I will keep that in mind. Fancy meeting you here, Harris. Presume your work with the Third brought you hither. What a tangled web. Lest you wonder, we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. Came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. Beggar's belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Darlian spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yugiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Master Alphino is too kind. For my people and I have done little to aid your search for this spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. Days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. That is a most generous offer, Lady Yugiri, and one which I gladly accept. Thank you. Though I may disappear for a time, know that I shall never be far, and shall always be watching. A comforting thought. Come, Harris, let us wait inside for Captain Ilbert to return and deliver his report.
Yeah, might as well just jump over the wall.
Yep. Captain Ilbert seemed confident that the merchant's resolve would swiftly crumble when pressed. If so, we should have new information ere long. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learning the Ivy's identity, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we are spared another wild dodo chase. The gods know we have more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Next, tendrils of intrigue. How do these look on me? Ridiculous. Okay. Okay, dude in the upper right corner. Looks like he's got a stink cloud coming off him. Okay. Captain Ilbert, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us not that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ashgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes. Go on. Cat is very interested.
He just wants attention. Yeah. Come on. Hop up.
You will recall the... Too bad I'm not a Makote, otherwise it would have been like, Harris, please, shh. You will recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him, we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came up to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Fortam. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, that's one mystery solved at least. But what of the Ivy? Are we any closer to prizing off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Raubon's innermost circle, someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames' establishment? Which is the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked and remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though we really should not have been. Of the 3 grand companies, Uldaz was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa and Laminsa and Grodania have long-standing armed forces that lend themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones mind, under the same leadership, only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Uldaz's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Raubon faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now, aye. The Immortal Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, 'twas not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nail Van Darnas's ambitions been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would have never risked supplying Raubon with an army. It is but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present, even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in expecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals. The heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander.
Kitty, I would like to use my mouse without you constantly pawing at my arm.
I shall send word to Sir Emmerich informing him of our success in identifying the heretics' abettors. Hopefully, the information will be of some use to the Ashgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As Commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Harris. As the realm's stoutest champion, 'tis only meet that you should be present for the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. God, that was a lot of talking.
Yep.
Okay. Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Infilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nafika's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. To Gridania!
Why are you so adorable?
Because, cat.
What am I doing? I can just teleport. And it was where again?
Let's see.
Oh, wait. There, okay, never mind. I see it.
Yep.
Just got it. There we are. Conjurer's Guild.
See, I'm just wandering around at this moment. Come on. The Conjurer's Guild.
Game.
And here we are. My thanks for coming, Harris. When you are ready, speak with the Conjurer yonder. She will show us to the Lotus Stand.
Okay, are you done walking around, cat? He's just been going back and forth. Okay, now he's gone. He was going back and forth on my lap over and over. So it's because I'm having to adjust my arms.
Jesus Christ.
The Alliance leaders await you at the Lotus Stand. Will you be joining them now? Yes. Time for Alphino to show off that he's a true master debater.
change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis. Yet he
Remember
did
that
not
name for
rule
later.
alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varis ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varis has torn the
Garlean names
from
are
his
something.
uncle's grasp and taken
Yep.
his place at the head of the Empire.
Not entirely unlike the Imperium of Man
Given
from
the troubled
Warhammer
nature of
40k.
his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varis was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartno dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it.
Ooh, the shade.
If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
Bing, 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 ding, ding. It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust among the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Laminsons, for instance. Though Admiral Merlvid outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swilling wooden-legged cutthroats. And likewise, the Grodanians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the old Dons scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such statements are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Uldan society. Take that pillar of Uldan society to Legi Adalegi, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact is that people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Cartano is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing. Let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke at the Observatorium, Captain Ilbert has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate has lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Harris. All that remains is to corner a quarry, seek out Ilbert near... All that remains is to corner a quarry. Seek out Ilbert near the Adder's Nest. He'll give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Kurthis, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. Alright. To the Adder's Nest. Maybe not that far.
I went to the wrong quest marker. Yeah, I went to the completely wrong quest marker, good lord.
At least you're still on the same map.
Yeah, but Brandon's like, oh, there's the to be continued quest marker over by the Archers Guild. Not the right one.
Hello, Ilbert. My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Alright. Give me the money. Oh. But first, We gotta end the video here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you like this video, leave a like and a comment. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe and the bell, and we'll see you guys next time.